guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, friends. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on the channel, of course, where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it for whatever that's worth, more importantly, and as always, asking for yours. Today, Reece James posting how he's back soon. Perhaps he'll be ready for this weekend. Chelsea's captain returning to the side could be Mahusiv. Sad news though, Romeo Lavia could be out for 6 weeks. But was he the solution for Chelsea's current problems in the Premier League? Of course, it's never positive news when a young player gets an injury, but still, we're going to reflect on that a bit more. And some more positive news on top of Reece James's return. The young Chelsea players playing for their respective U21 sides, all doing bits, getting assists and a wonder goal from Starboy Cole Palmer. So there is positive stuff to reflect on here. Strap yourselves in. I'll thank you for liking and subscribing, only if you want to support the content, but it's there for you at a click of a button to make me feel happy. Alright friends, let's get into it. Reece James posted this image on his social media about being back soon. Of course, it was speculated that he could make his return after this international break, which would be this weekend. Now, this would be huge for Chelsea, not just because he's an amazing footballer that makes you better defensively and offensively, but also he's Chelsea's captain, and as John Terry said on social media, you need to have your captain on the pitch. It makes a big difference. Of course, it doesn't hurt too much because we've got Malo Gusto to deputise when he's out. We'll speak more about Gusto in just a moment. But Reece James coming back is massive because he just offers so much more down that right flank offensively. I'm not sure he stops the particular goals we've let in recently, but I'm not sure our problem is letting in goals at the moment. Maybe we're letting in soft goals. Maybe we can look at Rob Sanchez, the goalkeeper, a little bit as well. But I don't think it's a huge issue. I think for us it's scoring goals. And having Reece James back, hopefully Pochettino deciding to play Ben Chilwell at a conventional left-back position, I would feel really good. I mean, how, in terms of returning injured players, how good would you feel if we had a conventional back four of Ben Chilwell at left-back, let's say Levi Colwill at left centre-back, where he should play his best football, Benoit Badiashile at right centre-back, and this is no disrespect to Thiago Silva. At the moment, we're playing a sort of asymmetrical hybrid system with Thiago Silva kind of playing in the back three. I would like to see, I think he's amazing and I've got no issue with him continuing to start, but I want to see Benoit Badiashile start on the right side. I want to see how he does it with his left foot. I like how he plays Badiashile, and I think it could be just a bit of a positive as well. And then Captain Reece James as a right back. So you got your, Champions League winning wing backs there, easy for me to say, in Chilwell and Reece James, and of course I want to see the centre-back partnership of Colwill and Badiashile. I think just offensively that could help us more. We've seen Reece James score goals, we've seen Reece James register assists, we've just seen Reece James create chances just through sheer will and ability in the final third. I think we miss that, man. Of course we need to be mindful not to rush him back, and that is a recurring theme with Reece James. If you remember, his personal trainer did that cryptic social media post that was inferring, I think, that he was really angry of how Reece James was too quickly reintegrated into the Chelsea side, which forced a recurring injury. Of course, now we've got Malo Gusto. We don't have to rush him back too quickly because Malo Gusto's already got a couple of assists. He's got another assist for France. We're about to talk about the youngsters there. And, ultimately, Pochettino's got his own medical team now and fitness team on top of Chelsea's. He will be very mindful of the recurring danger of Reece James's injury. And look, he named him friggin' captain, bro. The new manager, Pochettino, has named him captain. He will not want his captain off the pitch all the time. So that is something very, very important to take into consideration as well. Right, let's move on from Reece James returning to the side and let's talk about these youngsters doing bits. Yep, over the international break, we've all been suffering because it's an international break, but there are some positives regarding Chelsea. The aforementioned Malo Gusto got himself an assist for Rayan Cherki, continuing his good form and his production this season, so that's 3 assists and counting. We all hope that he gets his numbers up because that's just a good thing for Chelsea. Come on, Malo Gusto won't see himself as Reece James' backup. Currently, he sees himself as Chelsea's right back and there to challenge Reece James. So him continuing his good form is great. Also, getting himself an assist is Noni Madueke, Chelsea's right winger, continuing his good form. Of course, him and Cole Palmer doing bits against Luxembourg, but you'd still got to beat who's in front of you. Noni Madueke, yes, looking quite good this season. He always often is turned to by England under 21s. I think he's got a lot of talent in front of him in the England first team, but if he keeps playing for Chelsea, I think his profile is relatively unique comparatively to other England wide forwards. He's very much a left-footed, right-side chalk on boots, dribbly winger, and you know, England have good, talented wingers who can dribble, but he seems the most conventional winger. You know, kind of like Callum Hudson-Odoi, Jadon Sancho kind of vibes. None of these guys are in the England team currently, but it's good to see him continuing his good form. Many people would be calling out for Madueke to be a starter for Chelsea at the moment, maybe alongside Raheem Sterling, who's sort of had good form. Of course, the last game against Forest went off the boil, but hey, who didn't go off the boil against Forest? I mean, there's no excuses. You can't be like, well, it's all right because they're all bad. That's not really an excuse, is it? Especially for a club like Chelsea. But yes, positive also for Noni Madueke getting himself an assist and continuing his good form. And I want to spend some time talking about Cole Palmer because he also got an assist. It's a hat-trick of assists from the Chelsea youngsters there. But he scored a wonderful goal in off the crossbar and in, essentially. Amazing goal. You don't save those. Wearing the number 10 for England's under 21s. And essentially, say it quietly, but he looks like a Chelsea attacker who is just in great confidence, a great vein of confidence. And that, my friends, is a rare occurrence, especially if you consider the fact how, I know he's a huge talking point at the moment. I feel bad bringing it up, but it's in the headlines. Mykhailo Mudryk, who he looks bereft of confidence now. Of course, there's loads of serious, very serious circumstances for that. You know, the illegal invasion of his home country and just, you know, being put into a new country and league and lots of stuff like that. So it's more of an analysis of the scenario for Mudryk rather than a criticism of the young man. But comparatively, you look at Cole Palmer and this kid's just like ready to go. He's like, yeah, we come from City. You know, I've won the championship in the summer with the young lads and I'm just good to go. I'm ready to be the man at Chelsea. Kind of like, you remember when Sterling first joined, he had that really good start. Touch wood, he doesn't go off the boil like Sterling. But yeah, he looks very good, and you'd have to think Pochettino would be watching Cole Palmer and just think, yeah, you know what, maybe he hasn't had the time to integrate into my tactics and philosophy like other alternative starting players. But yeah, for me, he's got to start. And you start him in the number 10. You play a normal 4-2-3-1. You stop all the silly buggers with Enzo Fernandez playing in the hole. And you bring him back next to Moises Caicedo. You know, of course, Conor Gallagher misses out playing in the double pivot like he has been. But this is just what I would do. I'd play Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez in the double pivot. And I'd play Cole Palmer in the number 10, let him express himself. The kid's got high confidence. We are sorely lacking that in most parts of the pitch at the moment. And then, you know, whatever, you could play like Sterling on the left and Madueke on the right and then Jackson up front or whatever. But an excellent goal for Cole Palmer. An excellent goal for Cole. Yes, apologies for that. Anyway, on to the reference that. Let's move on and speak about Romeo Lavia. So the Mail Online has made a report that Lavia could be out for 6 weeks with ligament damage in his ankle. He went over his ankle and caused this injury in training. Very frustrating for the poor lad. Of course, Chelsea signed him for like a deal worth up to £58 million. Of course, we signed Caicedo, we've signed Fernandez not too long ago. Really expensive, record-breaking transfers. So it kind of like goes past people that we spent basically 60 million quid on this not attacking midfielder that got relegated with Southampton. And I'm not saying that to criticise him. I'm just contextualising the transfer. Of course, he's clearly a very good player. You know, Shields at Chelsea has wanted him for a long time. He's sort of followed him with his clubs. You know, we know Liverpool are willing to pay good money for him, and he's a good player. Now, obviously, this is bad news. You don't want your new signing, especially a young player, to be injured and be out for weeks before he's even made his debut. That is very frustrating. But I do think personally that this is more of a long-term idea. Like, you don't spend 60 million quid on a player to not feature in the team. even Chelsea, even mental Chelsea in this day and age, you don't spend 60 million quid on a player for him not to be part of your plans. Surely he's part of the plans, but how does he fit in the plans, you know? Like, what do we play a 4-3-3? Now, Pochettino has played a 4-3-3 historically in his clubs. I think it's his second most used formation behind his favoured 4-2-3-1, which is what we've sort of been seeing and want to see more of. But he massively favours the 4-2-3-1. If you look at the percentage of games he's managed, the vast majority is a 4-2-3-1 formation. So it's interesting that we bought Lavia, because for me, what that means is we play a 4-3-3, because you have to play Caicedo and Enzo in a strongest lineup. You know, that's 220 million pounds worth of midfielder there. You certainly, when you spend that money, you certainly play them. And then, you know, the 60 million quid guy, what do you do with him? Is he going to be a sub? Surely not at that money. So I think you probably play a 4-3-3. And no, you don't play Enzo in the 10. You play him as an 8, and maybe slightly more advanced than Lavia as another 8. And then you play Caicedo sitting. And then obviously with a front 3, you don't play a number 10. But, you know, the number 10 first choice, which would be Nkunku, he can play out wide. Of course, Cole Palmer's already spoken about how he likes to play on the right. Really, you could play Nkunku on the left, Cole Palmer on the right, and then Nico Jackson or Breuer down the middle. Or, of course, you could play Nkunku up front. We've seen Pochettino play him there. So it's really, really interesting. I personally think if we do bring Lavia into the side, it's a 4-3-3 formation. I don't see that being the solution right now. I think our problem is scoring goals. Lavia is not an offensive player. He's a functional midfielder that can help the team, so you could make a good argument that when the team functions better, you're more likely to score goals, convert chances or whatever. But despite all of that, I think he's not dropping this young kid into the midfield who's yet to make his debut isn't the solution. Maybe this time that he's out recovering from his injury, he watches Chelsea from afar, he has conversations with Pochettino, he learns the ethos, he learns the ideas, how to play for Chelsea, how to score goals, what the long-term plan is for him as his profile. You know, you do more of the studies. It'll be very, very frustrating for the young man, but still, yes, I don't think he was like the immediate solution to our current and very, very, not severe, but very evident problems. Like I said, I don't think it's defensive our issues. I do think Rob Sanchez needs to settle a bit, and we do need to evaluate our new goalkeeper a bit more. But scoring goals, in it, I don't think we concede these soft goals. If we're ahead, I think we're a little bit more resolute and savvy in transition. I think because we're not ahead, we concede soft goals. So I think it's scoring goals that's the issue. Yeah, man. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Let me know what you think. I want to thank you for joining me. Let you know also there'll be a members video uploaded, probably this evening later. Which is your questions, your comments video for, like I said, members. If you're not a member and you want to join, it's $1.99 a month, so it's cheap, and it's a way of me giving back to people who support the channel. Other than that, I'm out of here, guys, so thank you for joining me. I'll see you very soon. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.